Hello, everybody. I am here with Candice. So Candice, what was your initial reason for coming into the office?
So I had a back injury roughly 3 years ago, and I actually ended up needing emergency surgery for a discectomy on my lower back between L4 and L3. I had a disc rupture, and I'd been struggling with low back pain for most of my adulthood, and it kind of ended in a disc rupture. I had severe foot drop and then emergency surgery. So after that, I had asked my doctor what I could do to manage pain, and he recommended physical therapy. I was finished with physical therapy. Insurance wouldn't cover any more physical therapy sessions, and I was still dealing with a lot of pain and taking a lot of over-the-counter pain medication, and really didn't want to do that because I know the damage that it can do to my liver. So a friend recommended chiropractic care, and I gave it a shot, and that's kind of how I ended up here.
Hey, well, how long? It sounds like that pain had been going on for quite a while.
Mhm.
Exactly how long was it going on for?
Um, the low, I've always had low back pain, especially from like teenage years on into having children, and then after having children, it got worse. But that specific injury I'd been dealing with since 2019, and I ended up finally committing to coming to DeLong Chiropractic Care. When was it? I think it was August of last year, so August of 2022.
Okay.
So I'd been dealing with it for a little over 2 years.
And how was that pain affecting just your everyday life?
Oh, it was hard for me to stand for any length amount of time or even sit. So I was just constantly uncomfortable, and I would have to alternate, like working a desk job, have to alternate between sitting and standing multiple times per day.
And what are the results you've seen since you've been in our office?
Yeah, so couple things. Almost immediately, I realized that some of the sensations I would have when walking were no longer there. So, for example, after surgery, I would walk and feel sort of like a clicking, almost like, when you rub your knuckles together, just constant, every step that I took. And after a couple of adjustments with Dr. Brent, I noticed that there would be some times that the clicking inside my body wasn't there anymore. And so I told him about it, and he said, "Oh yeah, keep working." And so I did. And now it's very rare that that happens. It usually only happens if I'm really tired and not taking care of myself or not hydrating myself. But it's almost completely gone. I'm able to, stand for long periods of time, and I can really tell now when my body is tired and I need to adjust something. I am sleeping better. I'm not so uncomfortable just being still. I can sit on the floor and play with my kids, which I couldn't really do before. So my life is different now, not being in pain constantly. I had just resigned myself to believing that I was just going to deal with this for the rest of my life. And I feel so much better now that I don't have pain in my low back or even in my neck. I didn't even know my neck was a problem, and apparently it was. So,
Well, thank you so
yeah.
much for sharing your story with us, Candice. We definitely
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Can I add one thing that Brent asked me to add? So I talk about feeling well so often with my family, that my mother has come, my sister has come, and now I've convinced my husband to come and bring my two children. And every night I ask them before they go to bed, what makes them happy in the day, just to kind of connect at nighttime. And my youngest son is 3. And every time he comes to see Dr. Carly and get his adjustment, he tells me that that is his most favorite thing. And he always says, "I like to get my bones popped." And so, and I've actually seen a difference in some of his behavior as well. On the days that he comes and gets adjusted, he just feels more relaxed, and he obviously really loves it too. So,
All right. We
yeah.
love that.